go ahead and thread it, push the bead all the way forward. I'm going to dam up the bead. Of course, when I dam it, don't just put it all in one spot, kind of taper it down to the hook. So you get that bead so it's not moving. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab a couple pieces of the feather right here, no more than 3. Got a couple right here. Okay. So I got a couple right here, look good. I'm going to lay them on top. And I want the arch portion going up. And then on top about halfway, I'm do a real loose pinch wrap. Nice and loose. And then tighten it. Okay, and then I take one underneath, pull it forward, and it kind of keeps it up in the air. Okay, so the next thing we want to tie in is a piece of copper. So I'm going to grab me a nice little small piece. Okay, I'm going to tie that in. Again, we want this to stay on top too. We'll do about 2 or 3 wraps and then pull it back. Okay, one of the things you really want to be careful about when we're doing these is you want to keep the material, you want to keep them, we don't want a ton of thread build up, we don't want a ton of any material build up, we want to keep this kind of sleek. Okay, so for next I'm going to put in some foam. Now the trick to cutting the foam for these guys is you're going to want to cut it really just a little bit thicker than the blade itself. And you're going to want to taper this to nothing. So we're looking at like this right here. Okay, so now I'm going to tie in this little tip. Okay, take that all the way back. I'm going to bring this forward. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to wrap this, and I'm going to wrap it the opposite. I'm not coming underneath, I'm going over on this. I want a slight overlap each time. Paying very careful attention to just Nice overwrap. This over here some more. Okay, and we're going to stop right about there. Pull it forward with the opposite hand. And go over the same string. Take it, stretch it up, pluck it off, tie it down. Okay, now for the wire, we went over this way. We went over this way with the foam, so I want to go the opposite way with the wire. So what I want to do is let's start off at the very beginning. You want to pay a lot of attention to the distance in the ribbing. It's, you know, the more even you can get this, the better. And if it's not staying even, take it off and redo it. And usually what I like to do is do maybe two right next to each other here. Okay, I'm going to pull it over the top. Top hides. Top is where we can hide everything. Okay.
Hello, this is Charlie Cricket again with Fun with Flies. I wanted to remind you, if you get a chance, to visit the Fun with Flies website. We're updating it every day with new patterns and all kinds of new ideas for you to tie, including some training. We're going to be adding some PDFs so you can cut out some patterns and some material lists. And while you're at it, if you enjoy this video and you want to see some more of them and see them right when they come out, which we're sending out maybe one a week, go ahead and choose subscribe and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, have a good day and enjoy. Send you back to George, funwithflies.com. Bye bye.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go with some olive green dubbing. Okay, don't want to do a lot. So good rule of thumb is take it out, then use half. You can always add more, but it's hard to take it away. You're better off just use a little bit at a time, staying right in front of the gold, behind the bead. Okay, let's wrap the bead in. Okay, go back to you. Okay, staying right in front of the ribbing. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want a nice, let's see, do I want black feather? Let's do it with a black feather. With a nice wrap on a nice black feather. Okay, got two of them here, which is fine. Peel some of this off. like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back a little bit, grid some of this off so it's nice and even. Okay, I'm going to take this, lay it on top. So what I did was this. I want to make sure, so I've got the tape, I took off the feather on this side, trimmed it down here. I like this feather, so I'm going to go ahead and take this and pull it away and clean it off. Okay, but I'm leaving this right here. Okay, I'm going to take it, I'm going to loosen down. There's a bend in the feather. I want that bend to go back. So I want it to be like, when I wrap it, I want it to be this way. So I'm going to go right over the thread there. Catch it 3 times. Pull this part forward. I'll catch this right behind the eye. Okay, right on top. Okay. So from here, I want to take a little bit of bead cement. I'm wrapping that, just leave it right there for a second. Okay, I'm going to take my hackle pliers. Right here. Okay, I'm going to wrap this guy. Now what I want to do is I'm going right into the next, that spine is going right next to the one before it. Not overlapping. Not trying to cover all that dubbing I just put in. Once I'm happy with what I have, I'm going to take this, back it off. Okay, I'm going to lick this, pull it back. I'm going to tie that in. 2 wraps should be good. Let's take him right here. Oops. Let's get him back in again. I might not have got it, so if this happens, that's fine. Grab it again. Hold it. What you want to make sure to get it is to hold these out to the right. So you're switching hands, so you know you're getting over top of it. Two wraps. Going off. Okay. Now all I have is this guy left here. Okay, so I'm going to pull these back to here. Pull it there. Okay, I want to clip it. Okay, what I'm actually doing is I'm peeling these back. Then I'm going to snip this off. Okay, now, almost done. A little bit of head cement. Okay, so Now we just kind of dress them up a little bit. Now you can use your dubbing needle. Use your dubbing needle. And there you have it. The Foam Mayfly